if this is the first video you're watching, then no, I'm not able to pause the recording. So I made a thing. Let's zoom out so you can see everything. Hey, I can make this full screen as well. That'll make things easier. I got a text message from a friend. Let me just respond to it briefly. Can I respond to that? Be right back. Real life intrudes. There we go. They'll understand that. So, get back to the VCV. I made this thing, and you want to hear it. So, let's play. And there we go. That's the entirety of it. And I gotta admit, I'm not really happy with the sound. So I don't know if I'll use this patch or if I'll add it to something else. Really can't say. It was more an experiment to go. Friday evening, I was like, I like my microcorg, but I can only use 2 LFOs to drive a voice. Wouldn't it be nice if I could have 4 LFOs? And I added a 5th, but I was like, no, I'm being silly now. So I've got 4 LFOs, and then I started off with just voice number 1, which is a sine wave. Let's hear the sine wave. Wop, 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 wop. I like the extra bit of kick there. That's probably the mixture of a phaser and a reverb doing that. All of these modules are the VCV rack ones, except for these blanking plates. Those are count modular. Thank you for making a 2 HP one, and also whatever, how many is that? What, 8, 6? I don't know. And Audio Dale, is it Audio? Yeah, it's Audio DAF, sorry. Audio DAFs are very simple modules, which are ideal for a noob like me who's just learning. Got these very useful MIDI mapper, which tells me what, if I press a real world control like the foot pedal, or if I do the twiddly knobs on my synthesizer, it will just say that's what it is. Oh, you get this right. So on the microcorg, you've got 5 twiddly knobs going from left to right. You've got cut off, resonance, EG attack, EG release, and tempo, which going left to right is 74, 71. 23, 72, except it's not 23, it's actually 73, but when you twiddle down on the knob, it's a 20. If you twiddle up on the knob, it's a 70. And I was using those corresponding numbers to control the ADSR envelope before deciding I'm not interested in controlling the ADSR envelope. I like this setting, so I just kept it at that. I've got the modulation wheel controlling this master VCA here, and yeah, I just realized, like, before I get on to what all of this is doing, which is MIDI from external devices going to the to constant voltage to here. By the way, this also does MIDI out, and then from MIDI out you could have a hardware MIDI to CV controller, which could then control real-world Eurorack, or it doesn't have to be Eurorack. There's other formats around like Cosmo. As far as I know, Cosmo is voltages are all the same as Eurorack, so they aren't compatible that way, but they're different dimensions, and there's probably something else in the specification. But if you want more information about Cosmo, I would look on Lookmum No Computer's website, so I'm very interested in the modules he does. So what am I doing here? Before I get on to explain anything else, I was explaining about the different voices I've got in this polyphony sound. So that's oscillator 1. I love oscillator 1. And then we got oscillator 2, which is paired with oscillator 1, and I'll explain how later. So let's listen to the two together. There we go. Right, so let's have a listen to oscillator 3. Oh yeah, and I've also got the velocity recorded from the actual keys being pressed, and that goes into the mixer's control. So if I press gently, let's just press it gently, shall we? And now let's stab it. See, it's velocity sensitive, which if I was, yeah. And let's listen to voice 4. So there we go, and let's listen to 3 and 4 together, because that's a grouping. You know what? Let's try this. I think this is probably not going to do what I'm thinking is, but I'm wondering if these sliders are controlled by CV values. So let's turn all those knobs down. Yeah. Very cool, I like that a lot. That's great. Okay, I've just learned something there. Yes, you could use twiddly knobs to affect twiddly bits with CV. I'm very happy about that. I've learned something. Right, now, as you may notice, this has got a pulsing sound, and the astute observers amongst you, so if we just turn down 3 and 4, that's pulsing in time to this. So as you see, I've got 2 voltage controlled amplifiers. I probably wouldn't actually need 2 voltage controlled amplifiers now. I could probably just, no, because, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking to myself, what if I just had like half and then had both of these voices go into one? Well, then that's just one voice. So that, no, this way works for what I'm doing, even though it's probably a convoluted way of doing it. And so I've got the oscillators going into this. This is dictated by the gate. Is it dictated? Yeah, it's dictated by the ADSR envelope. And as you can see, when I press a button, things happen in the ADSR envelope, which allows these ones to turn on. These ones are going up and down because they're going on the LFO. And that LFO is making them pulse in that one. These ones are going up and down because of this LFO, which pulses up and down a bit faster. So if I just turn down voice 1 and 2 and put on 3 and 4. Just out of curiosity, let me try something. Okay, and let's try the highest one. Let's just go with this. Now, put back to normal, I mean. There we go, back to normal. Did you notice these changing shapes? If I turn them off to not do, no, it's not that. There we go. So there's an example of the waveforms and what they actually look like, but that's going far too fast for me to really appreciate the relationship. But if I combine the two together, I get this, what I call a, is that a 3-dimensional image? I think it's a three-dimensional image, and it's kind of cool because if I just if I start fine-tuning this, right, I can make it stationary. That's stationary. Right, so now let's just try voices 1 and 2 and take off 3 and 4, because those voices are now in tune with one another. And now I'm going to start messing around with the tuning here. So and now let's just revert. Can I revert that? No, I can't, so I have to do it by eye. So it's round about there. Yeah, that's stationary. That's cool. Right, let's see if I can do the same for 3 and 4. So this is what 3 and 4 sound like. Turn that up, turn that up. There. So what these oscilloscopes are allowing to do is to see by eye whether I've got this in tune or not. And that's great. I mean, what a useful tool. I think I can start to see now why people use oscilloscopes, because they're very useful for when you're trying to get a look at things. So I've got all 4 of these voices. Let's just turn them again. Got those 4 voices there. That's feeding into a filter. This filter, as I've demonstrated previously, is controlled by my foot pedals of my Logitech G-Hub G920 driving force racing wheel USB. Try saying that after you've had a few. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I wonder, could I, what's, oh yeah, so 2 is the brake pedal. If I put it into FM1 and then put FM1 CV all the way to there, right, well, that means just like nothing's happening in this part of the chain, but stuff's happening in this chain. So, what about here? Will this do something? Let's try it. So if I push down there, interesting. So now just the b noise is because these VCAs are being controlled by the LFOs. So if I go to, can I have this control more than one thing at a time? Let's see if I can do that. So really like, I think that's the phaser which is doing it. Oh yeah, I can. But let's do that. Sorry, I apologize, I am learning as we're going. But that's not controlling these. That's because they're control. Not to worry, we'll put in FM1 CV there. Hey, look at that. That's All right. I'm very happy with that. And oh, look at these traces. They're sort of flipping in and out of existence as well. So we got a very I'm very happy with this. I've learned something here today, folks. The brake pedal does interesting things. Oh, doesn't it just? Yes, it does. All right, okay. So I was going on to the filter. The filter is driven by the accelerator, which is frequency, causing the filter to self oscillate, and that sort of sound here. That's purely because resonance here is being dictated by LFO1. So hang on, here's the thing. If I make it self oscillate, and I know that the brake pedal is affecting the frequency of the LFO. No, nothing happened there. The only reason it was changing in pitch is because I can't hold my foot perfectly steady. Right, wow, great, okay, I'm learning something. So yeah, frequency cutoff is accelerator, overdrive is clutch. Shouldn't overdrive be accelerator? Quiet you, that's how it works in my mind. The reason for that is in this Logitech G-Hub G920 driving force racing wheel USB, accelerator is got the weakest spring, brake has the stiffest, and clutch is kind of a happy medium. So as I quite like the frequency cutoff, and I want to be quite expressive with it. Oh wow, that sounds mental. Let's put on the brake, shall we? So that means I can be most expressive with it. But you know what, I don't really like that resonance. So if I just take the resonance off. Oh yeah, mental. Love it, love it. Let's put the resonance back. It was one of these LFOs. Any will do. Any hole's a goal, right? Oh, nothing's happened. Oh yeah, that's because mod wheel controls the volume. So my master VCA is the mod wheel. And I just love that because that's a very tactile feeling. Decades ago, when I was a young man, I tried to get into digital music synthesis, but I wasn't able to because far too abstract and esoteric, and it's a bloody spreadsheet, and you put your samples on and say, oh, you're going to be that pitch, and they just, I don't like it, it's not fun. And for this reason, I can't get into sequencing because I don't understand it, you kids with your modern sequences. I can't do it. I'm too thick. So I really like the ability of MIDI. Means I've got my lovely microcorg. But the microcorg's not that good. Yeah, my lovely microcorg, and I've got the various things like mod wheel. I tell you what, that is so much nicer than going, I'm just going to click there in the mouth, alright, now I'm going to go back on the keyboard, now I'm just going to lift my hand off the keyboard and go back with the mouth and go up and down, and it's just, no, it's just, that's not the way to do things, it's not. So the output of the filter goes into a phasor. So what does a phasor do? Well, let's just play an A. Put the foot all the way down on the brake for maximum VCA mentalism. That's what a phaser does then. And then reverb, well, do I need to explain? Yes, explain reverb. Pretend I'm from Planet Pop-Tart and I don't. No, not from Planet Pop-Tart. The way I was taught to teach, hold on, I didn't know you were teaching. Yeah, anyway, the way I was taught to teach was you pretend your students are intelligent aliens from Mars and therefore they understand nothing, but they'll pick up on it. So what does reverb do? Well, it makes the sound play back after you stop playing it, like you're in a large hall when you'd hear echoes. So see, little tap on A, and that's turn all the way down. You know what, if I had some percussion or something, this would be pretty good, but I don't know how to do drum loops because that involves sequencing. Grrr, sequencing makes me angry. Wow, that's noisy. And yeah, so that's going into VCA, what I call the master VCA. And then to the left of that is the wonderful count modular voltage inverter. When your feet are off the pedals, it's going plus 12 volts. When you push all the way down on the pedal, it's minus 12 volts. Hey, that was quite a cool effect. Okay, cool. So yeah, this inverter means whatever your voltage goes in, it plays the opposite. Hey. Does that mean I could take like one of those signals and put it in the inverter and then it'll be the opposite? And one moment, chaps, I think I'm onto something here. Yeah, I think I'm onto something here. First of all, let's change. No, this just right. So this one and that one. Oh no, I did something wrong. Now it's gone wrong. Oh dear. No, I think it's supposed to be like that. So what was my idea? Oh yeah, that and that are being fed by the triangle output of, hang on, that cable goes to sine wave. Ah, so that's why it's slightly different. Okay, but let's just say now these are definitely the same, except with this one, we're going to go to the inverter, and then we're going to go to there, and that does nothing because minus 12 volts, you can't do minus volts on what I'm probably looking for here is if I did, let's just say, duplicate you, yeah, and then we'll go to the same triangle inverter, but this time we're doing 180 degrees inversion. So now these are going up and down but at a different rate, except that's not got the control of FM1, and FM1 is going to brake pedal, that's what it's going to. Right, so now, can I slow the way they're going up and down very fast? I can't really see what's happening. No, I can't. But if I play it, you should be able to hear it. I call this, can I get out of, there we go, out it. I call this patch the foot pedals with LFO giving a wobbly sound. I could make the patch available for download. I mean, all I have to do is go save and then, you know, put it online somewhere. But it really is dependent on, like, you would have to have 3 things which control CV there to do what I'm doing there. But I just thought, oh, I'd love to have one of those musical instruments with foot pedals. I've got foot pedals from my steering wheel. I wonder if I could use that as a controller. And the answer is yes, you can, with the magic of VCV's MIDI CC, which will take Windows MIDI, which I use for the keyboard, a bridge, I don't know idea what that is, computer keyboard, or gamepad, and yeah, great. I can't express my gratitude to the people that came up with this software enough, except that when I'm earning money again, I saw they did a module that does chords for $20 dues, so I'll buy that. Yeah, I will. All right, that's all I wanted to say. No real music, it's just experimentation, and hey, I got a bit of an education as well. You saw that. We all saw it, right? I got educated today. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Oh God, no, don't do that. I promised myself I wouldn't do it. It's like, oh, I'm only doing it ironically. But then it will become unironic. Don't like, don't subscribe to me. Click the thumbs down if you've watched this far. And I'll understand all the thumbs down means that you really like this video. So, thank you for watching. Goodbye.